What's up, guys? I'm Rex Petrie with Living in Shenandoah Valley, and welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be comparing what it looks like to live in Winchester, Virginia, and what it looks like to live in Front Royal, Virginia. Now, while both these cities are relatively close to each other, about 20 miles, and are both in the northwest corner of Virginia, there are some big differences when it comes to overall lifestyle. There's pros and cons, depending on what your wants and goals are. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, you should have a better idea of what life is like in both cities and which might make more sense for you. So in order to hit this effectively, we're going to be approaching it from a pretty high level, kind of looking at key statistics, then look at stuff like schools, restaurants, and what housing costs look like comparatively in the two cities. This is the stuff that our clients want to know about. What sort of job opportunities are available in Front Royal and Winchester? Who are some of the major employers? And then what does the quality of life look like in both Winchester and Front Royal? What sort of things are there to do? What does the development of the downtowns look like? And then you'll be left to kind of make a decision on which one you think you would prefer to live in. Now, obviously, if a move to either of these towns are in your future, we would absolutely love to help here. So if you're interested in making a move, shoot us an email or give us a call at the number listed below. We would love to be that resource for you. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so starting off, let's do a quick overview of the two cities so you have a general idea of where they are and what the demographics look like. Both cities are located in the Shenandoah Valley, about 75 miles northwest of DC. They're about 20 miles away from each other. Front Royal is located at the intersection of US 340 and US 522. Route 55 also passes through Front Royal. I-66 is a major access way of Front Royal that gives people access to Manassas, Fairfax, and DC. For Winchester, I-81 passes through the city along with US 50, 522, US 17, which ends in the city, and Route 7. The population of Winchester as of 2023 is estimated to be 28,394, and Winchester is the 20th largest city in Virginia. It's located in the northwesternmost part of the state, right on the border with West Virginia. The population of Front Royal in 2023 is estimated to be at 15,247, and it's the 35th largest city in Virginia. Now let's talk about housing options and affordability in the two areas. While they're about 20 miles away from each other, their cost of housing is a little bit different. So for in Winchester, there's a median price point of homes of $350,000, but in Front Royal, the median home price is $329,000. Now these stats are based off sales that have been completed in both cities in the past 365 days, and this video is being recorded on May 16th, 2023. So keep in mind, things could be a lot different if you're watching this in the future. But as you can see, that's a difference in median home price of $21,000 between the two cities. It's approximately 6%. So if you're looking to make a decision based purely on affordability, Front Royal is the less expensive option if we just look at what's on paper. But it's important to look beyond stats like median value, because the reality is that what you're looking for may be more available in one area over the other. For example, if you're looking for a chalet style or cabin style home in a more scenic area, you're much more likely to find it in Shenandoah Shores and Front Royal. They're not impossible to find in Winchester by any means, but they're generally higher in sales price with larger layouts. However, if you're looking for $1 million estates or subdivisions with lots of homes and layout options, then Winchester is probably going to give you a lot more options, especially when it comes to new construction homes from big builders like Richmond American and Lennar. Currently, there are only 32 total MLS listed new construction listings in Front Royal, whereas Winchester has 101 listings. There are quite a few single family homes and townhomes being built in the Winchester area, whereas Front Royal doesn't have as much development going on currently. And if you're looking for a 55 and up community or townhomes, Winchester definitely takes it in this department as well. From Lake Frederick to Snowden Bridge and many more, Winchester has those options, whereas Front Royal just doesn't have too many. However, there are some good small and mid-sized builders in that area as well, which is great if you're looking for customized building options. Now overall, it's been a tight inventory market this year in both cities, but as far as having options goes, you'll see a lot more in Winchester. But keep in mind, you'll have more competition on the turnkey ready homes, especially this time of year. But it is important to consider some of the things that you may be giving up if you're on the Front Royal side instead of Winchester, and vice versa. First and foremost, it's some of the outdoor activities. If you love being outside, Front Royal, Virginia is probably a better place. It's really close to Shenandoah National Park, which is full of fantastic hiking trails. Trails along like Compton Gap, Fox Hollow, and Dickey Ridge are good for both beginners and experienced hikers. And for those who prefer driving, Skyline Drive also offers gorgeous views of the Blue Ridge Mountains and wildlife. And not far from Front Royal is Shenandoah River State Park, where you can enjoy peaceful walks by the river, fishing, canoeing, kayaking, or even a nice picnic. Plus, the nearby George Washington National Forest has even more outdoor activities like camping and fishing. So whether you're into challenging hikes or just want to relax in nature, Front Royal has something for you. Winchester has it as well, but you're looking more at traditional parks like Jim Barnett, which has a disc golf course, dog park, and even a community pool. It's not the same level of outdoor adventure though. Now both cities offer a range of entertainment and dining options, and Winchester is just going to be better overall because it's larger and more developed. especially the Old Town area. On the Loudon Street Pedestrian Mall, aka the Walking Mall, you've got over 30 different restaurants, breweries, pubs, and more. There are two main venues for music and other live events. You've got Bright Box Theater and the newer venue, the Monument. They've both got some awesome acts coming to town on a weekly basis, and overall, the nightlife in Winchester is much more happening than Front Royal. Even farmers markets like West Oaks gives people a great place to enjoy live music and great food. But on the Front Royal side, there are things to do as well. A couple of my favorite restaurants there are Blue Wing Frog and Spelunkers. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend both of them. They've got awesome food at both throughout the week. They've also got great entertainment options in Front Royal. If you didn't know, the Virginia craft beer scene is exploding. The Virginia Beer Museum is a great place to check out the history of the brewing scene, as well as enjoy an interactive tasting tour. If you're looking for something for the kids, the Fantasyland Playground is a beautiful park with a little bit of everything. It's the perfect place for a picnic, and they even have a kids' water park. Overall, both cities have the typical suburban activities you want: bowling, movies, and things of that nature. Winchester is going to have more of those overall. Alright, let's jump right in and chat about the job landscape in Winchester and Front Royal. Now, these towns aren't exactly next door neighbors, but if you've got wheels, you've got access to both. There's a good mix of manufacturing, healthcare, and retail. You'll find big names like Kraft Heinz, 3M, and Nestle running their manufacturing plants here. And Winchester also has educational institutions like Lord Fairfax Community College and Shenandoah University. And let me tell you, Shenandoah University alumni are not a rare sight in these parts. Many of them work at Valley Health, and the healthcare industry is another big fish in the job pool, with hospitals and clinics dotting the landscape. For retail jobs, there are a lot of shopping centers and big box stores from Apple Blossom Mall, Costco, and Martin's. If you've ever heard of a little place called Amazon, their BWI 4 facility is right there in Clearbrook, just a stone's throw from McKesson's Pharmaceuticals building. The unemployment rate in Winchester and Front Royal is a slim 3.2%, which is lower than the national average. And the median household income clocks in at around $68,000, outpacing the national median. Jobs here are pretty diverse, from healthcare and manufacturing to truck drivers, teachers, and even engineers, sales, customer service, admin, you name it, they've got it. And the demand is not slowing down anytime soon. The local industries are growing, and so is the population, which means, you guessed it, more jobs on the horizon. But a lot of people live here and don't actually work here. There are some tech jobs and government jobs, but not as many as in areas within an hour away. With Route 7 from Winchester and 66 in Front Royal, there are tons of people who live here but make the drive to the metro areas in Nova and DC to earn a higher salary while keeping the lower cost of living these two cities offer. If you're considering a move or seeking employment, Winchester and Front Royal could be just the ticket. Now, both Winchester and Front Royal have seen tremendous improvements over the last couple decades, and they both have a lot of investors that have been making moves into these cities. Now, in my opinion, a lot of this growth and investment is fueled by two things. Number one, you have overflow from Northern Virginia, and Nova has been growing so well, and people want to be nearby, but don't necessarily want to pay the price point to live in these places like Loudon, Prince William, and Fairfax, and they want to have a commute that's easy. I personally drive from Winchester to Ashburn and Fairfax at least 4 or 5 times a week for work, and I rarely feel overwhelmed. And really, whether I'm passing Front Royal on 66 to get to Fairfax or hopping out on Route 7, it's an easy drive. Really easy. So they look at these areas and say, where can we be and where can we put some of our money to have a happy home life? Now, both Winchester and Front Royal are worth saving a few $100,000 to have the ideal home, albeit with more driving. And these areas have always experienced some of that overflow growth from Nova, but especially with rates and home prices these last 2 years. And investors have taken notice. As a result, they've put their money in Winchester and Front Royal, so people have an alternative to just going places like Ashburn to drop $650,000 on a townhome. And this has helped make both cities thrive. And both cities have what most people consider must-haves in the way of schools, entertainment, healthcare, and all the basics that make what most people consider the suburban American dream. These two cities have gone under a big change from how they operated 15 to 20 years ago, but it's a very encouraging thing for most. I talked to a lot of my friends who have lived here all their lives or moved back here, and they love what these cities are becoming. But other people aren't too fond of me for making videos like this because they really do not want it to turn into Leesburg and Loudon 2.0. But luckily, I believe in free speech and earning a living by providing folks valuable information. So whether you're looking at living in Front Royal or Winchester, you know you're going to have a city that you can enjoy even if you're not making the trek into Northern Virginia every single week. In fact, it's something that me and my family enjoy quite often as we live on the Winchester side. It's a slower pace of life without the crowded hustle and bustle of my hometown of Sterling. We go and enjoy downtown Winchester, take the kids out to Front Royal for day trips and hikes, and love calling Shenandoah Valley our home. So I hope that this video has been helpful to you, whether you're looking at Winchester or Front Royal. And once again, if you're thinking of making a move to either of these towns, give us a call at the number listed below, send us an email, or fill out the questionnaire below to set up a personalized consult, as we would love to be that resource for you. Hit that subscribe button, check out some of our other videos, and we'll see you next time on Living in Shenandoah Valley.